Hi, this is Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles coming at you with another game review. And this time we're taking a look at Doom for the SEGA 32X, and this was published by SEGA in 1994. Doom is a first-person shooter released on PC by ID Software in 1993. In Doom, you play the role of an unnamed space marine and fight your way through hordes of invading demons from hell. It was ported over to the SEGA 32X as a launch title and was released in North America on November 21st, 1994. At the start of the game, you are given the option to start the game, pick a level, or access the options menu, but the options menu is only used to see the controls and turn off the music and sound effects. When starting the game, you're given the choice of 5 different difficulty levels. The higher the difficulty chosen, the more enemies in each level and amount of damage you take per hit. You progress through each level fighting enemies and collecting color keys to unlock doors to make it to the end of each level. Each level has many different features including traps, hidden passages, and secret areas. At the end of each level you are given percentage rating of 1 through 100 for percentage of enemies killed, items found, and secrets found. The game has you fighting zombie soldiers and many other classic types of enemies from hell, including imps, pinkies, cacodemons, lost souls, and barons of hell. You have many weapons at your disposal to kill your enemies in bloody fashion, including your fists, a pistol, shotgun, chain gun, rocket launcher, plasma rifle, and the chainsaw. Along the way, you can also pick up health and armor items to replenish your health and build up extra armor shown on the status bar at the bottom of the screen. There's also a picture of your character's face that shows physical damage the lower your health goes. The game in total has 17 levels, and you can only pick 1 through 15 from the start, and can only access level 16 by playing through the entire game without cheat codes. Level 17 is extra and only accessed by finding a hidden entrance on level 3. The style of gameplay is classic, and although the game is dated, it is really fun and satisfying. The biggest letdown is the entire third episode of the game was left out during development because it was rushed to make it for the 32X's launch. Also, one of the game's most famous weapons, the BFG 9000, is not in the regular playthrough of the game due to the final chapters being absent, but can be accessed by an all-weapons cheat code. To be perfectly honest, I never even knew that the game was missing levels until years later. I was just happy that I was able to play Doom on a home console. Remember, in 1994, a home computer was not commonplace yet and it was very expensive. The graphics look pretty good on the 32X and the frame rate is solid as well. This was an amazing game visually for the time and an incredible improvement over any other FPS game on the Genesis. Unplugging the 32X from the Genesis during the gameplay, you can see that the 32X's horsepower handles all the visuals of the game except for the status bar, which is handled by the Genesis at the bottom of the screen. Some levels are bright and well lit, while others are dark or have flickering lights adding an eerie atmosphere. The most unfortunate thing about the graphics is the actual play screen is surrounded by a frame, making it smaller than you would like. This was obviously done to keep the frame rate smooth and less choppy. The levels and enemies look good for the time when close, but can look muddy and pixelated at a distance. Also, the enemy's front side is the only part rendered in the game, so they are always facing front and you can't sneak up on them like in the PC version. The levels also lack many colors and extra detail that were included in the PC release, no doubtedly cut from the game because of the tight production windows. This makes some of the levels very bland in their color scheme. I'd only played a level on the PC version before getting the 32X game, and I really didn't know that there were things cut out until much later. Sound is a mixed bag with the 32X version of Doom. The sound effects sound great, and each weapon has unique and clear sound when firing them. The enemies also have unique sounds, which can help you identify them before they even show up in your field of view. My favorite sound effects come from the shotgun and the BFG, and the sound an enemy makes when they explode into a pile of blood and mush. It is really satisfying. The music is where the sound falls short. Other than the opening theme at the beginning, it doesn't sound that great, especially if you played the PC version first. I really prefer turning the music off while playing. To me, it gives the game a more scary tone and keeps you on edge. The controls work pretty well for this game. You can either use the 3-button or 6-button controller, but because of the many functions, the 6-button is the preferred controller here. The D-pad is used for moving forward, backwards, and turning left and right. Using the 6-button controller, you have a button that makes you run or strafe side to side, a fire button, an action button to interact with objects, 2 buttons that either advance your weapon up or down in inventory, and 1 to access your map. Today's games have spoiled us with using dual analog sticks to move smoothly, but for the time the Genesis controller made Doom's controls very functional and responsive. Overall, the original Doom game is a classic and it paved the way for the modern first-person shooter that we know today. The 32X version is cut down from the original PC version, but it still gives you an amazing experience on a home console. I give Doom on the 32X an 8 out of 10. Even with this dated gameplay, it is still fast, fun, bloody, and exciting. It's unfortunate the game was rushed during production, leading to levels being left out. Most people probably didn't even know unless they were lucky enough to have a PC during the early to mid-90s. The graphics are stepped down from the PC version and are missing detail, but still give you great visuals at a good frame rate. Sound effects sound great and are really memorable, however the music is a letdown and probably also suffered from the game being rushed for launch. The PC controls translate fairly well to a SEGA controller, but you really need to get a 6-button controller to get the best experience. I got this game for Christmas when I got my 32X along with Star Wars Arcade. I played this game the most, especially with Star Wars Arcade's frustratingly hard difficulty. I love turning the lights off and turning off the music in the game to give a scary gaming experience. There were other versions of this game ported to other consoles, but the 32X version was the first that was commercially released to home consoles and also is one of the smoothest playing. If you can get your hands on a 32X, I definitely recommend getting this game and taking a look at this classic. Once again, this has been Jason with Violator Comics and Collectibles. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and I will see you guys next time.